Right. That's allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Minutes for the May meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review that?
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Claims. That was the Robbins ditch is the
final bill.
final bill.
Yes.
Okay.
That was their 10% that was held back until completion, and then the reseeding of the 550 feet.
Okay. All SAPs.
That was discussed at the last meeting. There was a considered emergency tile job that needed done in Marshall County on the burn site and the Powell. Crops were affected, so all SAP went in there and got that taken care of immediately. And then, of course, Heritage Drone that one was for the
Yeah,
sheriff.
she'll sign that here.
Okay. Any questions on the claims?
Yeah, I got a question here. The Heritage Drone, has somebody been out there and looked at that?
I've had them go out and retouch a lot of variants.
Okay,
Yes,
we had issue with them, so.
So
Was it sprayed with a drone or was it sprayed with a four-wheeler?
drone.
drone. The ones that we had issues with were drone.
Okay.
He's been going back with the side by side and touching up everything that we had concerns about.
Okay.
And he did say that he's got his chemical ratio and his speed and all that tweaked now, so he knows what he's doing for future, and he'll have to raise the prices, of course.
Well, I'll get down here to old business, we'll discuss it. I see
Right.
what's spraying on
All right,
I'll make motion to accept then, unless somebody else did already.
Second. Motion made and second to accept the claims as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Open bid on the Roshan.
so I emailed this to you guys. I didn't know if you had a chance to look over the scope of work and things, but we do have 2 bids. Sarah, open those. Last time anything was done on that was 2016. I brought the folders with in case anybody needs anything.
The chat.
It is a tributary right off of the Robbins ditch up, and she's gonna pull it up for us, but up in Davis Township. And we're getting ready to do the Robbins, so that was. Take Highway 35 north, and as soon as you get to the overpass, you can veer off on it's right there on along Old 30. Through Food Stop's property. Yeah, you can go ahead. Who's the first one?
The first one is for Beaver Excavating. And that is for $9,500. The second one is for Allsop Excavating. And that one is in the amount of $9,749.
That
That's, the old bridge that down the road from us, the dead end. It starts on the other side of the Robbins ditch, runs all down, goes down to the old down and under,
yes.
and then comes to the train track. We would not be doing the stretch north of that, just the stretch on the south side of the tracks
Okay.
for now. And that comes out of the Robbins ditch fund. Like I said, the last time it was clean, done anything to was 2016, and at this time there's $196,000 in there.
Questions? Comments? You know where it is.
Yeah.
Move to accept, for Beaver. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
If you guys, when you get a chance, can sign the back of that.
Everybody,
Yes,
Just
please.
me.
Everybody.
okay, Robbins Ditch, lead A guy.
So, Lee came to me, it's been at least 2 months ago now. There are some issues along the bridges that, he has to run his irrigation across. There. This, I don't know, it went out last night, so it's grown up, but there were. Pictures he sent me before his phone crashed. I don't have the pictures anymore, I apologize, but they're along the third. Towards the west, along his bridge there, and there was some. Looks like erosion along with, I mean, it's deep. Tiffany was standing down inside of the one, but you can go ahead and. Present your,
Yeah, so I really got two things. First of all, I want to be clear, I'm not complaining about the work, so I'm glad you guys cleaned the ditch. But if you look through our place, they did about half of it and they graded it off real nice. And we can mow it and maintain it, and then the other half, they left it like a cliff. I'm glad to go through and, I'm happy to maintain it and mow it, keep it maintained for you guys. If I can, but I can't physically do the west half of that. Ed, you've been out there, you know what I'm talking about. He just piled dirt up and it's just a cliff. I mean, I can't do anything with that. So if he could grade that off, like the east half there, Ed, what do you think? It's probably like,
Well,
I mean, that's mobile, right?
as far as I'm concerned, we done a lot of extra on the east half for your irrigators
Yep.
that we wouldn't have done otherwise. When we switched in the mats, Matt didn't want his in the field, am I right? He asked to lay
Right,
it on top.
we stopped, where the irrigation stops.
Correct,
If, you know what, if we would have known at the time
right.
that was to be leveled down, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal. Cause I dug all that down through, we could have just put that spoils out more.
Right.
I think it's a communication problem.
Yes,
What do you say?
yes. And at this point, though, we've seeded it, we've leveled it.
Yeah.
So to me, it would be another bid to get somebody to move that, put that dirt down like he's requesting. And it's gonna work it out in his field. Yes, you'll make it so you could chop it, but we got a lot of dirt right in that area and it's gonna be out there quite a ways in your field. That's why Matt Lawrence asked in his section not to do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking about future maintenance, Ed. We just spent, I don't know, a week cleaning out the cocks. And that stuff had been done just 2 or 3 years ago, went through with the chopper head. I think pretty much what you guys got a bigger one than us, but that sumac grows up so fast. And we got a section of sumac right now on the piece that he just did, and it's already up underneath the irrigator. So if it's not mowed off, the sumac and the mulberry and the wild cherry just, they just.
But we're gonna have to maintain the ditch side no matter what,
Well, and what I'm saying is,
as far as spraying or.
yeah,
anything like that.
forward, if you guys can just leave it so that I can mow it, I'll mow it, and then that's that much less work you guys gotta do.
Yeah,
So that's my only point, and going, I'm happy to mow it, happy to do that, cause it'll help us too. And, it's gonna make future maintenance less expensive for you. So that's one thing. I guess the other thing is where we're putting the dirt. So the last time the silt trap was dug, the dirt all got piled up. Cause we had the south side of that bank graded down to where we could mow all that too. And the last 2 times that silt trap has got dug, the sand is up so high now that it's leaving a cliff again. And I mean, how high are you gonna leave those banks before you stop building on them? That stuff's gotta be hauled away. And on that, I'm willing to help out with that, but next time that it's dug, I'd like for you guys to consider getting rid of the dirt and not just continuing to build the banks of the soil.
that is out of, I mean, that really is.
I know.
Well, part of it is, it wouldn't hurt to do it from the other side. I mean, yeah, it's gonna take a little more clearing, but actually this time should have been done on the other side.
I
You know, when you're taking all that sand's coming from way up. You know,
Right.
and bringing it down there, and that's where it's gonna stay. You know, and we're putting it all on this man's side, everybody's side. The other side, there's room. It's just the trees are
Right.
overgrown, you know.
Right.
Somebody's gonna have to bite the bullet on that, clear some of them trees off and put some of that on the other side. It can be done just as well.
Well, we'll get some figures on what it would take to knock that down and reseed it. But
Okay.
I don't think it's what we want to do at this point, because,
No, and that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll do what we can.
right,
It's just, I'm trying to say, if you guys leave it to where I can get the mower across it,
yeah,
we'll take care of that, and then you don't have the issues of the bank growing up and getting overgrown and whatnot.
right.
Well,
Well, whatever it takes, we can do it reasonable. You know what I'm saying? If it needs done, we can do it time and material, especially if we're gonna be out there or something like that. No worries.
The last thing then goes to the erosion and what Gwen was talking about. The pictures that I had sent to her, if you look at, let's see, it'd be the north side of the Robins, probably within the first 500 feet west of the bridge there. It's already sloughing off. So, you know, and that kind of goes to the grading thing too. If you grade that out a little bit more and don't make those banks so steep, it won't slough off, but it's already, and you were out there, I mean,
was.
that's sloughed off quite a bit. There's like big chunks of sod, you know, the size of 3 or 4 tables have already slid down 2 or 3 feet. So that's gonna kind of undo a lot of the cleaning that we did. Which, like I said, that ditch is great. Well, the condition it's in right now, as far as water level, it's terrific. So we'd like to keep that. And I'm just thinking of things that you can do to, you know, easily maintain it and keep it there.
But that's all soldered over according to the picture under the bridge.
Oh, it is.
Under the bridge, yes.
Yes.
There's sod that grows there, but the big chunks of sod, Ed. I mean, go out and look at it. It's just slid down.
Right at 200,
Yes.
right, okay.
Yeah, you go in on the.
I drove in there last night on the south side to look over to the other side and see easily and then, but yeah, you can take your side by side down there or we can.
Yeah, just great big chunks of sod have slid down 2, 3 feet or better.
We'll see what it looks like and go from
So,
there.
yeah, I'm happy to work with you guys and, you know, help out, do whatever we can do. As far as helping to maintain it and so forth, just, you know, if you guys can work with us a little bit, we're happy to work with you guys.
And just, yeah, I'm supportive. Stopping the erosion, because it's just more stuff we gotta clean out of the bottom later,
Yes.
so.
Right,
You know what? Let me get you guys, write down your names and phone numbers on here if you would please, and I'll send you guys some pictures. I'll retake them. I did my phone, but my last phone got run over by a bulldozer and then I just about did the same thing to my new one. So, if you guys put your information on there, I'll send you guys pictures so you.
Gwen, is that something maybe should run through you? Would you mind?
Oh,
Well, I
forward
sent
it
it
on
to
the
Gwen.
email? Okay.
Send it to us.
Yeah,
If it comes from you, it might get lost in my emails or go in.
okay, so you want, all right, we'll
If it comes
email.
from you, I'll see it.
Okay, all right. We'll email. All right.
okay. Old business,
Send them to her.
She's gonna send them to, if you would
I'm
send the
gonna
pictures to
email.
her. We'll forward them on to us and copy you, it's fine.
Okay, all right, let me do that.
old
All right,
business,
Thanks,
Frank.
fellas.
You bet.
Thank you.
So like we just talked about, Heritage Drone went out, did a lot of touch-ups, that type of thing. Made everything correct, I guess you'd say, got their chemical ratio worked on, price will go up for next year. A lot of our areas could not be accessed with the drone, they had to use it side by side because of overgrowth. But, and then you had some concerns.
Yeah, I think what we need to do, that we need to make sure that when we're bidding this, that everybody's bidding the same stuff. Cause I know that, he was using crossbow and then I talked to him about changing it for us in
Mhm.
4County. So if I can make this a motion that we change so that everybody bids the same thing, 1.5 quarts per 100 of Tordon 22K. 2 quarts per 100 of Garland. And 1 quart per 100 of oil. That way everybody's bidding the same and we get some consistency on what we're bidding.
What was the tore down number?
Tordon 22K. And I use that and it'll smoke everything.
Am I right? Garland is same as 245, 24, crossbow, except crossbow's got a little, 24D in it. That's where
One is stronger than what 2,4-D is. I mean, it's stronger than what crossbow is.
crossbow is. Okay.
Crossbow, in my opinion, I use it for years. It just kind of burns everything. When you put that Garland in there and that 22, actually the 22K is what does the kill.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
And of course, this is all for along the bank, not within the channel, correct?
yeah, this is bank spraying,
Bank spray.
yes.
Okay,
And then, so I guess that's my motion on that. Then I got a question, but let that go on that. Just so we get some.
that's what you guys used in LaPorte County.
Well, that's what John used now. I mean,
Okay.
this is what I use on my banks
Okay,
and I know that it works.
okay,
So,
so we'll have the same bid for
yeah,
everybody.
yes.
Yeah.
So everybody bids the same thing. That's what they have to use is
Yes,
this. There's
yes.
no crossbow getting used anymore or anything like
Right.
that.
Okay. Been a motion made, is there a second?
I just don't know what these materials or this stuff is.
Yeah,
All right.
I understand.
So I love the idea. Yeah, it should be specs, so everybody bids the same thing.
Yeah, I got some questioning about
I don't know. if-
crossbow and Garland, and
Yeah.
they told me it wasn't. The only difference they told me was because I heard guys are gung ho on the Garland, I've always used crossbow. They just said there's 2,4-D in it. As far as a Tordon. That's a root killer, am I right?
Tordon's more of a killer, so it's gonna kill what's ever there. So that way then, you know,
Yes, because that's what you spray on stumps when you,
this
But-
is, this is, it,
this is
yes,
different. though.
this is different, but it's
Okay.
kind of the same thing.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Tordon is, you cut a tree you don't want, you can put that on that at the time and it kills that roots in.
You put it on the stump, then it automatically goes and kills it. And
Yes, and
you know,
it'll kill your shrub you want that's over here too.
right.
You just mix some garland and Tordon
yeah,
What do
and a
you?
quart of oil.
and a quarter.
Yeah, that's right. Which I always put oil in everything when it comes to that stuff.
Just, and you're just using the oil for a sticker. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, and it's cheap.
And technically, you don't even have to put the oil in it probably, but
Yeah,
we want to make sure that
yeah. What do you use?
Oh, I just been using a stinking crossbow and
Yeah.
adding some garland with it
Okay,
sometimes.
yeah. Yeah.
We dose it up pretty heavy though. I mean, probably
Right,
5 gallon per 300
right.
and wished it did better.
I mean, I used crossbow for years and then I switched to this stuff and there's no comparison. I mean, I got stuff that I don't have to come back now for 2 years. I mean, and it'll kill. I mean, you got trees that's this big around. If you get it on the leaves, they're dead next year.
Okay.
I guess, but that's the way I'm spraying. I don't know. You know, they're just driving. I'm making sure that I get it. It probably gets a little heavier dose than what that does.
Correct.
Yeah, maybe, but if they bid it and they swear up and down that they've got the best thing going and got the stuff to go with it, and they say, well, no, we want this stuff here. I hate to limit ourselves to that.
Well, the problem is when we're doing these bids, everybody's using something different. That's what I'm arguing with at LaPorte County is because everybody uses something different. And then, okay, this guy's $1,000 cheaper, but he's not using the stuff that, you know, and that's where we're running into issues is that when we're taking these bids that they're not consistent. So if we make them bid it this way, you know, unless they can prove to us that there's something different out there that they can use. Now, I mean, I'm saying Garland, there's a generic Garland out there, you know, I don't care, but the generic or Garland, whatever they use. But that's what has to be used. Because I think it's element 3ME is the same as Garland. So. It's something like that called, I can't remember. I'd have to look at the jug, but. I'm just trying to keep so the bids are consistent, because I know that Jake used crossbow, that's what he bid it at the crossbow. And as far as I'm concerned, crossbows,
Pretty weak.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna get a burn from crossbow, you're not gonna get a kill.
I don't know. I don't know if we could. That's good or bad. I understand where you're coming from, but
Well, I guess, let me say it this way, your motion dies for lack of a second, so let's look into it. Before we,
yeah, we got time on this.
yeah, before we take any bids, make sure,
I mean, if somebody can find something better.
well,
than
that's what I'm
stuff,
saying.
I'm all good for that, but I'm telling you right now,
And if
stuff would kill it.
And like you say, if we got somebody comes in to bid or this winter and says, this is all I use in this. And then I guess part of it is if they're guaranteeing it, that's part of the deal. But then we can look into that chemical and make a better decision. Maybe they get, like you say, maybe they got.
I mean, it'd just be easier for the bids that they're all done,
Yeah.
selling it, then, you know, I mean, I'm sure most of these guys are using Garmin. I don't know if they're using toward 22K, but I'm sure most of them, you know.
Yeah.
Is that RTU? Will that kill grass? It won't kill grass.
No, this is, that's,
So,
none of this,
it'll kill the sumac and all that stuff.
any broadleaf it'll kill.
Yeah, we use it. It works great. I'd say that's the best stuff to use. RTU. You know,
Just for stump treatment,
oh, yeah.
RTUs for stump treatment,
but you're not
Right.
spraying it over the top.
Spray it like the stuff you're talking about.
22K,
It'll kill sumac.
yeah,
Yeah,
It'll take it out, but it'll leave the grass.
yeah.
You want to kill the grass.
This stuff will kill any broadleaf, anything it touches that's a broadleaf,
Yeah.
it'll kill, and it'll leave the grass.
That's what you need.
is that fair enough to? See what
Well, yeah.
happens?
I mean, I'd make a motion that with this point, that when we solicit. Bids for this work, that we should specify the products and the rate at which those products are to be applied. And then, you know, if somebody wants to come before us, you guys, and argue that this will work better here because of X, Y, and Z, I think. More than open to that. But I think the point is, it should be specified as well, sort of comparing apples and apples when
Yes.
bids come in.
I mean, that's the main thing is you gotta compare apples to apples, you know, like you guys bid a ditch, you're gonna tell them it's 900 feet, well, they can't bid 950 and the next guy bids 850. You know, it's no different than we're specifying in the bid of what we want them to do or use, it's a scope of work.
So I don't know if that helps, but that's my motion. It's your issue.
You're making a motion that we bid,
Whenever we bid spraying, that we specify the exact product. Or an approved, if there is an approved equal or generic. And the rate at which it's to be applied.
the motion made. Second,
I would second that.
But we're not telling them what they have to use.
well, we're gonna do it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we will, when we
We will.
solicit the bids.
When we solicit the bids, we will require.
How's that any different than the motion I just made?
Not
I'm just
the same.
telling them what they can use.
Did you have rates and products, which I'm not sure. We all agree, and I don't know anything about,
Right,
is the right rate or the right product for the particular ditch.
yeah, this leaves us open to change our product till bidding time.
And in the meantime, Gwen really needs to research it and
Right,
That's a default starting point. Yeah, go with what you've got, what you suggested.
We'll write that down so I don't forget by that time.
Yeah, we've got it.
It's on my board at my shop, so I can always remember it, but
1 quart, 1.5 quart.
no, 2 quart, 1.5 quart, 2 quart, 1 quart.
I didn't.
2 quart Garland, 1.5 a tort on 22K, 2 quart Garland, 1 quart oil.
Never heard of that.
Per
20.
100 gallons or
What's that?
per 100 gallons?
100 gallons.
Yes.
Everything's per 100.
You know, one of the biggest deals, we clean a lot of these ditches, we mulch them. Okay, and you get that sumac, it'll grow up in a year. And it just turns into a mess. And I always said, well, why can't we go in there? I talked to him about it. I says, why can't we put a tank on the excavator? You know, we got the long reach excavator, we got that grinding head on there. I says, why can't we put a tank on there with RTU in it? or something similar. Where that when we're mulching that, and we come into a patch of that, or that olive, or whatever it is, we can just miss that right over. But the only problem with that is, it's the same thing. Nobody's bidding apples to apples. That's gonna cost us more. When we come in there with a 10-5 bid instead of a 9-5 bid, and we're doing that, the other guy doesn't have to. Well, that's what you're running into, but it's saving you money down the line. And that's always something I think somebody should.
So let me ask you this, well, since you're talking about that, do you think that that would work doing it that way? Or wait until the next year and coming in with this and then just smoking it?
Treating it right away.
Treating it right away, because you know, like when you're clean cutting a stump, boom. You know, all the specs say you need to go out there and apply toward onto it. And when you're mulching, we've mulched those stumps before and not applied them, like the bigger stumps.
It don't come back.
It don't come back when you mulch it, because you're just destroying that.
As long as you can get them down to the dirt, if you can get them down into the ground, they don't come back. It's the small stuff.
That sumac comes back.
That sumac,
It don't matter.
You can apply that as you're doing. It's unfeasible to go down through there and apply sumac by hand all the time, you know, that you could have acres of. But the deal is, you know, if these other contractors would set up spraying like that, we could all do it. It might cost a little bit more per acre. You guys could eliminate a lot of that summer spraying. And those guys going down there with drones and all that. Because there's a lot of these ditches. In even other counties, we'll brush them all. Didn't we just do that ditch a couple of years ago? Yeah. Go back down through there and it's just grown up like we've never been there. What's the one down there on
Oh, down there on the house ditch.
the house ditch?
I brushed it off, which I don't.
You don't even know why we done it. I just come by there last night and I says, look at this. It's all grown.
If you debrush one, you gotta spray it the next year. You don't have any choice.
They sprayed that, but they didn't do it. They did a terrible job.
And that's what I'm saying is when you use this stuff,
Sprayed.
if it comes back and got leaves and you use this stuff, it'll be gone.
How much was that bid?
But it's nice if it never.
It was quite a bit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you use this Tordon,
But
you know.
if they're spraying the Toradon off the boom. And they get the control. Then you have nothing to spray.
Yeah, and unless they're gonna spray the whole thing, you're still gonna have, I mean, you know, unless you guys go through and mulch and you're gonna spray the whole thing when you do
Well,
it.
when you get to the trees, a lot of it, there's compact, you know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
patches of grass, and where there's grass, there's no trees.
Yeah.
But it's when you kill that grass, that's when you get the weeds and trees. But just like a house, I forget what the bid was we spent, you guys spent down there on that house. And I'm looking at it last night, I come through there and I'm like, man, you'd never think we was even here. You know, and it never got cleaned. And it's like, wow, they just blew that money, and we was glad to collect, trust me.
Well, it doesn't matter. When you clear off sumac, it comes back 4 times worse than what
Well,
it
that's
was when
the
you.
thing, you know, I mean,
You
you
get
can't treat it with Tordon by hand. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just not gonna treat it like that, you know?
little
And I mean,
trees.
when you're grinding or whatever, you can blow that in there and it'll mist it, you know, I mean, it'll,
That's a grinding operation too, you know?
you know.
Same thing with mower, you know, we got a wet mower too. Bush hog, it's got wet discs on it. It can apply off the blades onto it, you know what I'm saying? It don't come back. But it saves a lot of that, for just throwing it out there.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into it.
But everybody's gotta do it, you can't just have one guy do it,
Right.
charging more for it, he'll never get any work.
New business,
Just real quick for old business, Durand Johnson, Randy Johnson. He brought it up, he's brought it up in the past about the stretch of the Robbins ditch that goes through his property. I went up there and took a look at it, and it's basically still cosmetic at this point. There's no drainage concerns or anything like that. Just wanted to let you know, because I told him I would, bring it up at the board meeting. So, and then new business, we have the Schroeder ditch in Marshall County. Craig had reached out to me and presented me with these maps and some paperwork, Craig from Marshall County. They just got done transferring $7,365. They still had it in a Schroeder ditch fund in Marshall County that never got put into the Robbins fund. We have a property owner up there that's having a hard time accessing their land because the ditch has not been cleaned. I can't find any records. I'm assuming that Marshall County may have records. These are all the maps that's up on the map there. It's green highlighted line that would need done. that's a job that would have to be bid out. But it's needs completely be brushed and gone through in there before you can even see where the ditch, the water standing, anything is, but it's up on 4B Road by east side of Coons Lake, and again, the property owner through there is having a hard time getting in and out of his farm field and getting his crops in and out because of the need for a debrush and dredge.
It's John Wolf's property up there, and he asked me to come and speak today on it. Is one of the reasons I'm here. But he owns the farm to the north side of 4B. And he's had trouble for years getting in there. He's losing ground on that. And he gets stuck every year in there. And he had me come out earlier this year and look at it, see what it would take in order to. Now, his part is not on assessment. He's paid for his part. But after looking at it, everything from 4B south and then again west, going into the lake, down to the lake and draining. There's no drainage there. And he says that was dug back in the 40s or the 50s. It was actually dug. He remembers it getting dug with a drag line. It's pretty deep down through there. He says it's a big hill. He says it probably needs to come down. Of course, it's probably got trees going through the middle of it. And I said, well, you can't get that drainage. There's no sense in you cleaning yours. He's willing to finish the ditch up to the north, but he can't get anything done until that is cleaned up to the south. And that was the concern. I told him I would come here and speak on day. He's out hauling grain. So make it if he has to, he'll come next meeting or whatever it takes.
How long is that outlet? Just the outlet?
What did it measure up to? 3,000 feet or something?
Yeah, it was under that, but yeah, when we just measured the green line a few minutes ago, that whole ditch there is under 3,000.
It's so brushed up, you can't hardly walk down.
Yeah, you definitely
Never
can't.
been tough.
No, and then where the outlet is down there by the lake, it's completely grown over. It's just holding water there and everything's just standing.
Where does the Robbins come in there at?
This is gonna be more to the
South.
southwest.
Right.
The sediment ponds and all that's right down in there too.
Yeah, the ponds all that just straight south of that.
Well, the Robins probably won't show on their side. We have to get back in order. Sorry, Sarah.
Cause you got sediment ponds, the government has those in the right, going into the lake on the Robbins to.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
There's the Robins.
Yeah. What line is Robbins?
And then clear over there by this little tail coming out is where we're talking about.
That tail, just a little bit down there.
Yeah,
There you go.
yep, right there.
Okay.
Again, like I said, Marshall County just transferred $7,365. That was once dedicated just for the Schroeder ditch, but they put it into the Robbins ditch fund, so.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
If it's that bad, that $7,300 ain't going very far.
Not with brush
It certainly helped.
or trees. Brush is one thing. Trees is a whole new ballgame. Well, I guess. That bad. I've been up in there, but I don't remember that specific. I was more to the east, to the west than where they're looking at now. A year or two ago, I done some driving around up there, but
And did you hear from Craig on this directly or?
Yes, I did. He reached out to me and then I followed up with Mr. Beaver because he's in touch with Mr. Wolf. So it all it started with Craig and then has spiraled.
He inquired, John inquired me, for draining his part. Well, you're not gonna get anything because there's nowhere for it to go.
his is north of
His is north and they own. all
3B.
Yeah,
4B, yeah.
and they farm all that farm back over in there.
Yeah.
That's his family farm. They've been there for a long time.
Going all the way up the Thorn Road there. and everything.
Yeah, up into Thorn Road, yeah.
Yes,
Well,
Craig
we-
provided. me
So
with-
is that from the pictures, is it running through a woods-like area there? I mean, or is that just all growing up to the right of that, right there? Is that going through woods?
Yeah, that's all wood, that's all hill. Well, that's the south side of the road, but that's all woods and hill down through there. Going south. Everything from the road north is not even on assessment or nothing, it's all lower up through there.
And you can look on there, you can see where the ditch runs. Every year he's losing part of that field right there. He said that's a real good field. But every year he loses more of that field. He says he's afraid to get his combine stuck in there this year. We get much more rain. And you know, I says, well, John, I says, you're not gonna get any drainage here unless it has a place to go. You're just digging a hole if you clean that up through there. So you know how that works.
You wanna bid it and make a decision then?
I'll make a motion, we mostly say no if it's too much.
Second.
Motion made second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So,
Okay,
I'd like Craig's input on that, just to see if it's worth, you know, are there any spin-off benefits besides this one particular field, but.
correct,
You know, our job is to drain the field, so
yes.
we should definitely look at it,
okay.
in my opinion.
We received a request for a variance from Surf Internet. They would like to bore a directional bore, a minimum depth of 5 feet under the Benninghoff ditch. And I have the map here, it's right in the area of co-op and Hamlet there. So there's some information for you on that. They included their drawings and plans, of course, and then
We'll see it. Make a motion, we accept it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Anything else, Gwen?
other than just the Beal Ditch project, we're gonna go ahead and still work on getting phase 2 of that out, and then the livestock is still going in and out of the ditch at the Earhart up there.
Yes.
So just letting you, give you an update on that.
Still can get in? I thought he fixed that fence.
When I just drove by there recently, that fence wasn't fixed, but I'll go by there again and check.
I know it's slowed down a lot.
Oh,
but
okay.
Not that right back.
And then, I just real quick to follow up on the robins, Sarah and I worked on this just the other day and, sent them more information. We had to go to the post office and get these proof of, it's been a fiasco, but we're getting there. So, other than that, I don't have anything else unless you guys have questions or concerns.
We're backing up to the cattle.
Yes,
So upstream, how many acres is being affected? I mean, is it causing issues?
it runs into, it goes north and south. Can you pull up,
It probably is not causing.
no, it's probably not, right?
Not, okay.
There's enough fall there.
So did we send him a letter or what did we ever end up doing?
Yes, I've sent him certified letters and things, and then, our drainage board attorney wasn't able to get involved due to pending litigation personally. So, she was gonna reach out to the county attorney for some guidance on that, so I'll just have to follow up with her on what's next.
Yeah, cause we haven't had high water, but what I've seen, it's not backing the water up to the south and then it goes over, it's hazes over there, the big
No, I.
600 and they're along 35 and then it's not hurting anything. It's just wrong, you know.
Well, I mean, it's destroying the ditch bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't mean, he's meaning isn't the name.
Being put, yes,
Yeah.
that's still not,
Yes,
not supposed to happen.
correct.
So, but all right, so I'll follow up with Autumn and see if what she's found out from Justin Tram on that.
Right.
And that's all I have.
Anything else? Most made adjourn. There, say aye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Can you please sign that, Ed?